Good evening and welcome to the Board of Education meeting being held on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. We're calling the meeting to order at 5 p.m. Can we please call the roll?
Mrs. Troutman?
Yes.
Mrs. Hostler?
Yes.
Dr. Henry?
Yes.
Mrs. Slawinski?
Yes.
Mr. Bresnahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Assif? Mrs. Arvanites?
Yes, 6 board members present, 1 absent. Can we get a motion to go into closed session?
I'll back up.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I move that the Board of Education move into closed session for the placement of individual students in special education programs and other matters relating to individual students. 5 ILCS 122C10, collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees. 5 ILCS 122C2. The appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. 5 ILCS 122C1. Litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. 5 ILCS 122C11. Discussion of minutes of meetings lawfully closed under the Open Meetings Act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by Section 2.06, 5 ILCS 122C21.
I'll second. Motion made by Ms. Troutman, second by Ms. Hostler. Can we please call the vote?
Mrs. Troutman?
Yes.
Mrs. Hostler?
Yes.
Dr. Henry?
Yes.
Mr. Bresnahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Slawinski?
Yes.
Mrs. Assif? Mrs. Arvanites?
Yes, 6 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent. The board will move into closed session. Welcome to the Board of Education meeting on Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. The board has been in closed session for items listed on the agenda since 5 p.m. We have 6 board members present and 1 absent tonight. At this time, I ask that we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. Again, thank you for waiting for us. Sorry we started a few minutes late. We are going to start our night here with our spotlight and recognition. And during this part of the board meeting, we bring up a couple people to honor and some highlights from our local schools. Can we start with the middle school students, the Illinois Music Educators Association? If you are here to be honored for that, please step forward and come into this galley right here. Yay! Look how many. You can face that way. Turn around. Yep, you're good. Stand right there and then just face your parents. So back to me. I know it's odd, but they want to get your cute pictures. Very good.
Well, in case anyone was wondering, music education is doing quite well here in District 205. Well, good evening, everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Patrick Baker. I'm the Director of Fine Arts, Physical Education, and Health for District 205. It's an honor and a privilege to be with you this evening as we celebrate the accomplishments of some of our outstanding middle school musicians. The Illinois Music Education Association District 1 Junior Festival involves students selected from across Chicago and the western and southwestern suburbs. These students prepare for and successfully completed a rigorous audition in order to be accepted into one of the highly selective junior festival ensembles. We commend them for their tenacious work ethic and their commitment to artistry. Each of them has done an excellent job representing themselves, their ensemble, their school, District 205, and the entire Elmhurst community. On behalf of myself, the middle school music team, many of whom are here this evening, and the entire District 205 Fine Arts staff, we extend our proudest congratulations to each and every one of these students. And finally, thanks to our board, our district and building administration, and to the families who are here. Thank you for your ongoing support of our program. This would not be possible without your continued commitment to music education here in Elmhurst. Thank you all and have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I've said this, I don't know how many times in the almost 7 years that I've been on the board, but we are just so incredibly lucky to have the music program that we have here in District 205. I have been to countless concerts at elementary, middle school, high school. I've been to musicals. I can't tell you how many of them I've been to, but I am always blown away by the caliber of music that's being created by our students. It gives me goosebumps when I'm there, and I always recommend that our community come and attend those concerts if they haven't yet. And that is thanks to our very talented staff and all of the people behind the scenes that are supporting our students. And this group is just one example of how many students this program impacts and how many people benefit from all of that hard work. And congratulations to all of you, because I know how much hard work you've put into that, how many hours of practice, how much dedication it takes to reach this level of achievement. So congratulations. I hope that as you go to York High School, you will continue on with your music journey, and there are just so many exciting opportunities there for you. You will be so grateful that you took part in them. We are super proud of you, and I'm going to read the proclamation. There's some challenging last name, so bear with me if I don't pronounce them right, and feel free to correct me. Okay. Whereas the Illinois Music Educators Association sponsors a respected audition-based program that recognizes outstanding student musicians from across Illinois, and whereas students each year participate in a rigorous selection process for placement in the Illinois Music Educators Association Junior Band, Chorus, Orchestra, and Jazz Band ensembles, with selection reflecting a high level of musicianship, commitment, and artistic achievement. And whereas the following students from Elmhurst Community Unit School District 205 have earned selection to participate in the Junior ILMEA festivals. Alexa Bars, thank you, chorus alto. Christopher Shiganos, band euphonium. Allison Davis, orchestra violin. Zadie Eckstein, orchestra double bass. Fred Eichmeyer, band tuba. Alexandra Galarza, chorus alto. Owen Hurdle, band trumpet. Harrison Kelton, jazz band 2, jazz alto sax, band clarinet. Samantha Coons, chorus alto. Jackson Layton, orchestra cello. Tess Meehan, chorus soprano. Emily Michaelides, orchestra viola. Ellie Siegel, orchestra viola. Caden Wickling, band tuba. Bowen Yan Lee, orchestra cello. Ty Shirail, chorus alto. Zoe Garcia, band flute. Savannah Vermo, orchestra violin. Anja Phillips, chorus soprano. Lauren Pond, orchestra violin. Harold Allen, band trombone. Audrey Anderson, band clarinet. Jack Clark, chorus baritone. Brady Zarnecki, band trombone. Zachary Day, orchestra double bass. Ian Capadia, orchestra cello. Kevin Kaplan, band trombone. Evelyn Keep, chorus alto. Araya Larson, chorus soprano. Shepard Luttrell, orchestra violin. Adam Paoli Jr., chorus alto. Susie Polson, chorus soprano. Penelope Price, chorus soprano. And Emmy Sejdi, chorus soprano. And whereas these students' accomplishments highlight the strength of the music programs at Bryan Middle School, Churchville Middle School, and Sandburg Middle School, and reflect the support of dedicated educators and families throughout District 205. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education and Administration of Elmhurst Community Unit School District 205 recognize these students for their achievement and commend the District 205 music staff for their continued dedication to music education. Congratulations. You guys can stay for a picture.
Music staff, please. And then we got to get everybody in a picture. Do you think we can come in, maybe form another row? All right, I think I have everybody here. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Congratulations.
didn't know I got it. No, 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 no. This is it. This is it. This is. Okay, all right. Got you.
Thank you again to our students and especially their parents who monitor, support, supervise, and encourage along the way. We hope all your children stay within our music program throughout high school and beyond. Thank you and congratulations again. Okay, next up on our spotlight and recognition is Hawthorne Elementary School.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, I enjoy coming here and doing this presentation once a year, but it's always a tough act to follow. It always is. So, you know, we are fortunate that we have a lot of amazing programs, and it's just amazing to see the things that our students are doing and what they accomplish. So, hello everybody. My name is Tim Reardon. I am the principal at Hawthorne. This is my 9th year at Hawthorne. So tonight I'm going to share some exciting news with you that we've been doing with NextPath. More specifically, I'm going to describe how we have used NextPath to support students. Oh, perfect, it worked. All right, so we are constantly analyzing student data during our PLC meetings, and about every 8 weeks, we have a comprehensive data review meeting where we bring together the general education teachers, our EL resource teacher, our special education teachers, our instructional coach, and myself and our assistant principal. We use data, we review all types of student assessment data. So we look at end of module assessments in ELA and math, we look at foundations data, and we look at standardized data such as MAP. So before I explain my slides, I want to point out that our data review meetings are done in collaboration with district office. So what I am presenting tonight is actually something that's happening at all of our campuses and not just at Hawthorne. So the graph you are looking at is of a student who's being progress monitored for a reading intervention. The dashed line shows the student goal. The circles represent all the different scores that the student was progress monitored at, and then the solid line above shows the student's trajectory. So based on this graph, what you can see is that our student in this graph is actually achieving, is exceeding what we would expect them to grow in they're responding better than we would expect to the intervention. So this is a student where we will continue to progress monitor, and once we have a couple more data points that show that the student is continuing above the trend line, we will actually start to pull back on the intervention a little bit, and then once we pull back, we'll continue to progress monitor, and then we will see if the student still shows growth, because the goal is that when a student is in an intervention, that they come out as well and they are serviced in the general education setting. Every Friday, I meet with the assistant principal, school psychologist, and both of our social workers to review attendance data and student behavior data. What you are looking at is trend data for a student who is on check-in, check-out. Check-in, check-out is a Tier 2 intervention that is designed to support students who require extra behavioral support. The green line is the student goal line. The points and the solid line are tracking the daily point sheet, and the dashed line is the student trend line. As you can see, the intervention is working because the student is consistently exceeding the goal line. NextPath also allows us to drill deeper into the data and provide summary statements as well. So in this case, you can view how the student is performing overall, and then it also has each goal, the percentage of each goal as well. The last slide is broken down by class. As you can see, the student is doing exceptionally well, but there's some opportunity for growth during acceleration. As a team, we will use this information to determine how we can best support this student in acceleration, so the goals can be met in every class. I just want to take a moment to thank you for your support in ensuring that we have all of the resources we need to best support our students. NextPath has allowed us to transform how we use student data, because everything we need is in one place, and we can get the results in the trend data in a very efficient manner. This allows us to spend less time creating charts and more time focusing on students. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reardon. Thank you very much. I heard there were no public comments. Are there any public comments in the room? Commenters in the room? Okay, seeing none, we will skip section 5 of our agenda, public comments. Moving on to item number 6, which is the approval of board meeting minutes. Hold, please. There we go. Are there, for the item A, approval of regular board meeting minutes, December 16th, 2025, are there any changes to those minutes? Seeing no changes, those meeting minutes stand as presented. And item B is the approval of our closed session minutes from December 16th, 2025. Those meeting minutes stand as presented. Item 7 is reports and presentations. We'll start with A, our summer programs, our 2026 overview.
All right. Well, hello, everybody.
I was looking for you. I thought you were going to be up there. I was like,
I was told
snuck up
to
on
sit
us.
here, so I'm sitting here. You know, I can follow
I'm
directions.
so
like the best
sorry.
of 'em.
You were waiting for me to do an introduction there. Okay, I
sorry.
got it. So we are delighted to share. We are in full planning for our upcoming summer, and as you know, continuing on how we are able to provide such a robust learning environment that also extends into our summer programming. So we are so pleased to have my colleague, Dr. Baker, here with us tonight that is going to give our board and our community an overview of the efforts of summer programming. Dr. Baker, thank you.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that introduction. Sorry for not waiting for it. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight to present an overview of summer programming for 2026. District 205 is committed to offering a robust summer program that meets the academic and social-emotional learning needs of all students. We achieve this through a diverse array of high-quality academic, athletic, and arts learning opportunities. All students have a place in District 205 summer programming. Interest and enrollment in summer programs continues to be very strong. Last summer, we had well over 3,600 enrollments across all programs. We collected feedback from program leaders, teachers, students, families, and other stakeholders to identify areas where we could build on our successes and pursue opportunities for continuous improvement, which is reflected in the slides that follow. In tonight's presentation, I'll provide an overview of programs, share program financial information, follow up on actions taken since I last presented to the board, and review the next steps in preparation for this summer's programming. The purpose of our district summer programs aligns with our strategic objectives as a district that focus on student success and the learning environment. The bolded phrases illustrate this alignment, such as how our summer programs provide opportunities to meet students' academic and social emotional needs, and to align programs to research standards and data. I'll highlight these connections more specifically in the next few slides. This slide showcases the programs that will be offered to students across the district at each grade band. As in the past, students will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of academic, athletic, and arts programs to meet their needs and interests. This includes a commitment to academic support and enrichment at each grade level. You'll see a few updates for 2026 highlighted in green on the next few slides, including a summer math update at York, which we'll touch on more deeply in just a moment. The table on this slide highlights the programs offered across early childhood and elementary. These programs will occur at Madison, Edison, and Field. Academic programs focus primarily on providing students the opportunity to master essential skills and content, while elective programs focus on supporting students' academic and social emotional needs. Academic programs include Extended School Year, or ESY, which will be offered to students at all grade levels based on their individualized education plan needs. Impact for this program is measured by meeting IEP benchmarks and making individual goal progress. Acceleration is another academic program that will be offered to recommended students who need additional academic support. Students are identified through a data-driven process, and impact is monitored for these students through NextPath. All kindergarten through 4th grade students in the dual language program will be eligible for an hour of Oracy each day. Pending available seats, these students will also be able to enroll in Acceleration during the open enrollment phase of registration, and scholarships will be available to eligible families who make this selection. Academic exploratory programs provide opportunities for students to participate in learning experiences beyond what's offered during the normal school year, including certain Project Lead the Way offerings and selections from the LEGO Education series. Impact will be measured by stakeholder surveys. Current 2nd to 7th grade students who are transitioning to a more accelerated math pathway can participate in Bridge to Accelerated Math to prepare for this experience. This is a self-paced virtual program that will focus on developing essential skills and content knowledge. And a variety of athletic camps and fine arts courses will also be offered to students at various grade levels. Impact will be measured by stakeholder surveys. The table on this slide highlights the programs offered for our middle school students. Summer programming offerings for current 5th grade students and above will be located at York High School. You'll see a continuation of most of the offerings from the previous slide. This year, in an effort to meet student needs and interests and to continually improve our programs, we are updating our middle school acceleration and exploratory offerings by lengthening their school day to align with the high school schedule and by adding hands-on STEM projects to acceleration. This will make acceleration a more robust and enriching option for students, and it will streamline program operations, particularly transportation. Additionally, for this grade band, enrollment in acceleration will be open to all interested students. This will have the added benefit of providing all emergent bilingual students and dual language program participants a summer learning opportunity where they can also sharpen their Spanish speaking and listening skills. York will continue to host programs for students currently in 8th grade and above, including ESY, a variety of athletic camps, and several academic offerings. The academic summer school program, which provides open enrollment opportunities for students to fulfill some of their graduation requirements over the summer. This opens up their schedule to either accelerate in that course sequence or take an additional elective course based on an area of interest. There are also a variety of programs offered to recommended York students. These include credit recovery for students who need to retake a course for credit, the Emergent Bilingual Academy, which supports students in the high school Emergent Bilingual program in language acquisition and core academics, and the new Freshman Math Academy, which will provide targeted support to recommended incoming freshmen who will be taking Algebra 1. Impact for these programs will be measured by stakeholder surveys, credits earned, and analysis of pre-ACT data. And now I'll turn it over to Katie Lyons, who will go deeper into our York Summer Math updates.
Thanks, Dr. Baker. So we just wanted to call out 2 shifts that we're taking this summer as it relates to our York Summer Math program offerings to better support alignment and student outcomes. The first shift that you'll see is a shift in our pathway for accelerated offerings. In the past, we have offered geometry programming to our rising sophomores who are interested in what they would maybe call jumping pathways to an accelerated pathway, with the outcome being that in 12th grade, they could take AP Calculus. So we're not changing that outcome. We really want to provide students with the opportunity to kind of jump a pathway into acceleration and still have access to 12th grade Calc. AP Calc. However, we wanted to do this in a more coherent way in terms of better supporting students. We're going to change that accelerated option from rising sophomores to rising seniors, and that offering will be through pre-calc honors, which is a wonderful opportunity to coherently then support students right into taking pre-calc honors over the summer as a rising 12th grader, and then in 12th grade still have the opportunity to take AP Calc if they so choose, with a better preparation over the summer. This also provides us a unified approach to providing a year-long geometry experience. We have found that students benefit from a longer and more sustained period of time to engage in geometry coursework, and so that will not be offered over the summer. And so for our current ninth graders, there will not be a geometry offering this summer. They will take that sophomore year. Junior year, they'll take another course. Typically, that's Algebra 2 with trig. And then again, if they are interested in taking AP Calc their 12th grade, they would take that pre-calc honors over the summer. So it doesn't, again, change their 12th grade option. It does provide a more coherent and deeper mathematical experience. And our math department is really excited to better support students through that. So we've had anywhere in the last 3 years from 12 to 19 students take that geometry summer offering. And so there is interest, and so we don't want to take it away in terms of AP Calc at 12th grade, but we want to better support students with their mathematical journey throughout the years at York. And so we're really excited about this shift. Again, geometry is not going to be offered this summer, so we won't have a jumped pathway until our current freshmen are rising 12th graders. So that's one of the shifts we just wanted to kind of flesh out and share with you that we're really excited. We've been working with York. This is something they've been asking for. The York Math Department is excited about this to better support their students. And then we're also really excited about the Freshman Math Academy. This will be first by invitation. We'll identify through a variety of metrics, taking a look at our incoming ninth graders based off of their 8th grade scores, who would benefit from a bridge to Algebra 1. This used to exist at York High School for anyone that has heard about, there used to be a bridge to algebra. And so we're calling this the Freshman Math Academy. We're inviting rising ninth graders who show a need for some unfinished learning that they would really benefit in terms of a bridge to Algebra 1. There is illustrative math preparation, like algebra preparation curriculum that we're currently looking at to support students. So going into that Algebra 1 coursework in ninth grade, they'll be better prepared for success. So those are the two shifts we just wanted to highlight in terms of when we look at the data and we think about expanding programming, we're really trying to do so based on our students' needs. And now I'll hand it over to Dr. Baker to discuss our funding overview. We're really struggling with our transitions today.
That's all right. We only got to practice this one time earlier today, so that's okay. That's all good. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to get into our funding overview now for summer programs. On this table, the table on this slide provides an overview of primary funding sources for our district summer programming. The IDEA grant will continue to cover ESY programming costs, and the Title I grant will continue to cover the costs for York students who receive a fee waiver and for students who participate in the Emergent Bilingual Academy. Course registration fees will continue to be required for participation in athletics, fine arts, all other levels of academic programming, and for those who select the optional bus transportation. This slide presents a comparison of actual expenditures, staffing, and enrollment from last summer with projections for 2026. As you can see, most of the costs will remain the same, but you will see increases in staffing costs and course registration fees for 5th to 7th grade programming. This increase accounts for 2 shifts this summer. First, the implementation of a 1 hour and 10-minute longer school day for this group of students. And second, we're only offering courses that meet all 4 weeks of summer programming. In prior years, some of our courses were offered to this grade band and they only met for 2 weeks, but that's not the case this year, so you'll only see one common base fee. Course registration fees are inclusive of all course costs, including staffing and supplies. York Summer School courses will have a base cost of $255 plus applicable lab fees. 5th to 7th grade students, their course fee will be $380 plus applicable lab fees, and all acceleration and exploratory courses for K-5 will have a fee of $300. You'll also see a fee increase for bus transportation. For non-ESY students, optional bus transportation will be offered for an additional fee of $175 per student. After analyzing actual costs from 2025, which was the first year that bus transportation was made available to all academic programs, it was determined that a fee increase was needed to ensure long-term financial sustainability. And with summer acceleration transitioning to a fee-based course last year, D205 allocated resources to provide eligible students with full scholarships. Last summer, over $21,000 in scholarships were awarded to 50 students who participated in this program free of charge. This year, Foundation 205 will be partnering with us as we continue to offer scholarships to eligible families. In order to be eligible, students must currently attend a D205 school. The student must be recommended for acceleration, and there must be a financial hardship that would otherwise be a barrier to access. Invitations for acceleration will have additional information for families, including eligibility criteria and application information, and I'll be working closely with our parent liaisons to ensure all families have an accurate understanding of the scholarship process. And now I'd like to briefly follow up on actions taken since the recap presentation in last July. And I'm delighted to start with a celebration. For the third year in a row, students who participated in acceleration outperformed students who were invited but did not attend on this year's fall MAP assessment. We hope this will continue to be a selling point for families of invited students. Secondly, the impact of our updated fee structure has been examined. I'm pleased to report that our academic programs met our financial sustainability targets. Transportation and certain course registration fees have been updated after a thorough review and evaluation to ensure ongoing financial sustainability. And finally, identifying pathways for students continues to be an area of focus. As Katie shared, this year we're offering a new freshman math academy to better prepare rising freshmen for Algebra 1. We're adding science to 5th to 7th grade acceleration and lengthening the school day. We're continuing to identify opportunities to enhance exploratory and career pathway opportunities for our secondary students. And for the third year in a row, we'll be offering the Med Careers course pathway to eligible York students. And finally, we will be expanding acceleration this summer by opening enrollment to all students in grades 5 to 7, including all emergent bilingual and dual language students. And looking ahead, we're working to finalize course offerings within each program. And once finalized, information will be shared with our community. The registration process timeline will begin, and we'll continue to plan and prepare for the first day of summer programs, which will be Monday, June 1st. It's going to be here before we know it. Thank you so much, everyone. Katie and I are happy to answer any questions you might have at this time.
Thank you for the update. We'll go to Beth.
That helps. Sorry, I just had one question about the new math offerings for the summer. Are we hoping that we'll have spots for any students that want to take part in those offerings?
For the first shift for the math pathway acceleration, that will be for any rising 12th graders that are interested in potentially taking AP Calc their 12th grade year, so that they would need to take pre-calc honors before that, and they wouldn't have taken that their junior year. So they're trying to make sure that they take pre-calc honors, or they wouldn't have taken pre-calc or pre-calc honors. And so this is their on-ramp that accelerated.
Right. They would have taken algebra.
2 with
trig,
trigonometry.
and,
Exactly.
But anybody who would want to do that would be able to take part in that program?
Yes, absolutely. As long as there's open seats. We've had anywhere from 12 to 19 rising 10th graders participate in the geometry, like accelerated pathway to kind of jump pathways. And so we are hoping that there is an increase in that. We would love to support more students if that's what they desire. We also know that a longer time in terms of sustained geometry program over the course of a year is really beneficial to students. So later, as they are exploring their math journey, we're hopeful that we will capture some more students who are interested in then taking AP Calc the 12th grade year. Absolutely. And then for the Freshman Math Academy, we will first open it up to invite only. So as Dr. Baker mentioned, there's two kind of dates, if you want to jump to your last slide. In the first date that you'll see here where it says invitation only, we will identify rising 9th graders based on a variety of data points that we think would benefit from a bridge to Algebra 1 coursework. And so that can be based on IAR scores, we look at MAP scores, we also look at grades, but any unfinished learning that might really support them, we'll address that over the summer as a bridge. So we'll first have that as an invitation only, and then if there are seats available, we would then open up that enrollment to other 9th grade students.
Great. Thank you
Hopefully
so much.
that answers.
Yeah, that's great. Nice to see those new offerings.
On that note, You know, I think summer programming is a wonderful opportunity to expand students' experience, exposure. For some kids, they're retaking curriculum. For some kids, they're advancing. Supportive of all of that. Specifically in math, and that's where I'm piggybacking off of where you're at. You know, summer is also a time for kids to disconnect, generally speaking, from the educational environment. We're talking about students in an area of potential reteaching, relearning, to be prepared for that freshman Algebra 1 course. And it just begs the question for me is that, you know, kind of what else are we doing in addition to offering this opportunity for the kids who might want to take it up? But I'd imagine summer's a busy time and we're in a unit district. So what are we doing? I'm gathering that we've found a gap somewhere and the students need some reinforcement and relearning. What are we doing in the middle schools to help that problem or challenge?
So this is a similar process as our, that acceleration already exists for our kindergarten to our 8th grade students. And so this is just this is expanding our acceleration program here. So we have found that we are definitely supporting students throughout the school day, but there's a 4-week benefit that some students would have if they continue to extend that learning. And so this is not to say that we're not doing the right programming at middle school. It is just some students need a bit more of a bridge. Typically, we're looking at students that are performing below the 30th percentile, and so they're already in intervention programs. So our target for those students is to already accelerate a grade and a half per year. So if we take a 8th grade student who might be in intervention, they might be a year and a half behind in terms of their target goals. So we're trying to close that gap already during 8th grade, and then this 4 weeks gives us another boost to support them. And so it's a layered on intervention for a targeted group of students, we have found a lot of success, as Dr. Baker had mentioned, in the 3rd year in a row. We're seeing students who are invited and attend show outcomes greater than peers that don't. And so that's what we're trying to do in this same process of expanding to our rising 9th graders to look at the outcomes. So it isn't that we're not doing programming in middle school to best support these students, is that they need an additional boost.
Yeah, I'm just pointing to that group of, I'm worried about the kids who aren't signing up for this, who need it. And so what are we doing? And I think I'm going to connect this to Mr. Reardon's presentation of Next Path, right? So we're talking about identifying something in 8th grade, but I'm hoping that we're able to actually identify those learning gaps sooner, given our new data approach, or newer data approach, right? And that hopefully over time, right? But kids are kids and humans are humans, and we all learn in different paces and our brains develop differently. But there's that group, and I appreciate the additional intervention that's being offered. I just know 100% of kids that qualify for it don't do it in the summer. And so I'm not asking for a response, but just some consideration, I'm sure you're already there, about how we support those kids, not even in 8th grade, but from 6th grade to 7th grade to 8th grade, and how we bridge them into high school, starting even sooner, so it's not this mad dash. Because today, as a parent, that's what it feels like sometimes. Going from 8th grade to York is a mad dash of preparation. And so I'm just bringing that to light. I'm not expecting a response or even tactical, this is what we're doing about it. It's more about what are we doing for all kids. I love interventions that create access for students who are interested, and we work with the students who aren't able to make that work in their summertime. And that happens during the school year in the classroom every day. So thank you for that. Anything else? Kelly?
Really quick question, just a clarification. For the summer programming, geometry's gone and pre-calculus honors is now taking its place for those rising seniors. My question just is, why honors specifically? And I'm guessing it's the fast-paced of the material, but I just noticed geometry wasn't honors, this is honors. So I was just wondering if you could comment on that.
And just to clarify, this summer, there is not a pathway accelerated option. So the pre-calc honors will not be offered until our current ninth graders are rising 12th graders, because that's the group that would have had the geometry offering. The reason why we're specifically focused on pre-calc honors is because this is a particular platform to jump into AP Calc. And so that accelerated coursework within 4 weeks, we feel right now would be a better course to better coherently address some of that learning we want to prepare students for if they so choose. And typically we have about 99% of the students that take an accelerated coursework over the summer go into an AP coursework. And so that we think that that will better prepare them when we take a look at the syllabus in terms of what they then will be expected to be doing in an AP Calc classroom.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Just going to talk math about summer programming because that's just to kind of piggyback. So to dumb it down for the parents out there, because this is such a, like, I think what a perfect timing on this, because all of our high schoolers are about to pick their courses this next week and 2 weeks. So I think it's really important. So this is basically saying a freshman who is in algebra right now will still have the ability, prior to their senior year, to take during the summer pre-calculus honors and then make it to the AP Calc level. So, great, which is great because that's kind of our target, right? We'd like to give kids the pathway and the opportunity to get to that AP Calc level so they're most prepared for if they decide to take the next level at college. My question is, if a student starts, and you say it's for rising seniors, if a student starts in geometry, can they take that before their junior year so that they can make it to the Calc ACP or Calc AB or whatever it's called anymore now?
So for those of us that are visual learners, I was working on a moment to chat Rudy,
Look,
the pathway.
I pulled up the
Correct.
course
And
book.
I know what you're looking at because I could see you
all of
looking
this
down.
off the top of my head.
Yep,
people.
absolutely.
I am
So,
knee deep in course selection.
I was like, wow, you're really, really getting that. And so when our students are entering ninth grade, they're taking Algebra 1, if they're on the like not accelerated pathway, right? And so they'll take all of our students that were in Algebra 1 would go into geometry for their sophomore year.
Right,
And so then they would move into Algebra 2 with trigonometry their junior year.
right.
If they're interested their senior year in taking that AP Calc, we would encourage them then to take that summer course of
Right,
pre-calc
the pre-calc.
honors. So,
But I'm asking the kids that start on an accelerated course as a freshman, they're in geometry.
yep,
Can they take that pre-calculus honors during the summer prior to their junior year so that they can do the AP Calc?
at this point,
A,
we're
B, or
not looking
B?
at double accelerated pathways, but that's an
Well-
interesting consideration for us. We do have some time to plan for this since this is summer of 2028. So we can look at that, but at this point, we were just looking for single accelerated
Because how-
students.
But would it be, oh, yeah, they would be the first acceleration would be
Correct.
coming out of middle school. Right.
We haven't offered double accelerated programming like that I'm aware of, but we can look into it.
And how does anybody get to Calc 2 or what is and Calc 3?
I will get back to you on
Okay.
that.
And that's where I thought we were going. I thought we were making those Calc 2 and Calc 3 classes more available to accelerated levels. So yeah. And maybe I'm not understanding it correctly.
There might be some students that decide instead of AP Calc to take Calc 2 ACP instead their senior year.
Right, but you could take Calc 2 and then take Calc 3.
So
Anyway,
I
this
could
is
also
getting
show
too
you,
into the weeds,
well,
I
we could show you a
apologize.
visual of our REACH double accelerated pathway. So we also have double accelerated pathways, which would then get in what you're talking about, our Calc 2 ACP is because we have students that are coming in through the double accelerated pathway their freshman year,
Right,
and they're taking Algebra 2 with trigonometry. So in that double accelerated pathway, those are the students that you're referring to that are already coming in. They've taken geometry in middle school and they've taken Algebra 1 in middle school.
Okay.
And so they're coming in at Algebra 2 with trig.
Got
their
it.
freshman year.
So there's not a group of kids that are coming in at geometry.
There are single accelerated students.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So if they're coming in single accelerated, this could give them the opportunity to be double accelerated, like the kids that are coming in double already.
Correct. This offering currently stands is for a single accelerated pathway for students that started in core or just Algebra 1 their 9th grade year. So what I'm hearing is that there might be an interest in us looking to also provide a double accelerated pathway for students that were in single accelerated.
Right.
That we can definitely look into. I think there's some implications there that we just want to explore that I haven't thought through
100%,
yet.
100%.
But I also have learned from this, I'll provide some more visuals, because we do have many math pathways. We have the single and the double. So you're right that we do have kids who are taking geometry in 8th grade that then would be able to take that Calc 2 ACP. So you're deep into it, so thank you.
Just because it's course selection time.
And this was really just identifying the students that in the past have taken geometry, and that's just that single accelerated pathway. So it was that particular group of kids that we didn't want to take AP Calc away from if they so chose in 12th grade. That's really where we saw an interest, like I said, about 12 to 19 students every summer. And so as we look to expand, we also want to make sure we're targeting the right need and for the students that need it. This year, our expansion included the Freshman Math Academy. That was our target for rising 9th graders, but the interest in maybe a single to double accelerated kind of path and jump over a summer is something we can definitely look into.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to me because, rising freshmen, rising sophomores, they have a little more availability. I feel like when you're getting into those junior years, senior years, summers, their kids have jobs or are more committed to other things. So it'll be interesting to see. I would like to see how many, students you actually get that are enrolled in that.
Yes, Dr. Wirtz and I actually went to an ACT seminar, and we learned a lot about the content of the math items, and there are a lot of geometry items on there. And so I think what we really want to explore is the sustained programming for geometry over a year and how that better sets our students up for success, not just on the ACT, but that is something on our mind to make sure we're taking a look at that as well. And so that's another area in terms of why we've decided to make this shift.
Thank you.
Okay?
Anything else? Okay, thank you. Where am I here? Summer Capital Projects Overview, Item B, Reports and Presentations.
All right, well, good evening. I debated about changing the title of this because it says capital projects list, but really we're talking about facilities improvements. It goes beyond just our capital projects. But tonight's presentation is outlining the capital projects that we have identified for our work in 2026. The work we'll outline tonight continues the work that our finance and operations teams have engaged in this year regarding creating and sustaining high-quality programs and stable financial structures through an intentional and robust plan for enhancing and maintaining high-quality facilities. The process for creating the district's facility improvement plan is not static. While we have known needs throughout the district, we recognize that other needs emerge and escalate in priority due to a variety of factors. This outlines the process that we took in engaging various members of our school district community. You were very much a part of the initial identification of critical project needs in September through November through our process of identifying life safety projects and identifying funding sources for that. We also engaged with our architects and our Regional Office of Education in finalizing those life safety needs. In December, we engaged with our building and district leaders in looking at all of the items that are on our list of items that need to be addressed over the coming years and prioritizing that list to make sure that we meet the needs that are of utmost priority at each building. And stemming from that, we also engaged in walkthroughs earlier this month to make sure that that we had a chance to visually see every item that building leaders might have identified or other items that are already on the list to make sure that we haven't missed something that might be escalating in priority level. As part of our key considerations in determining which items are going to be on this list for 2026, we really looked at three major things. First, there's a level of urgency on some of the items that could lead to further repairs being needed if we don't address them more immediately. So those rose to the top of the list. We also want to take a comprehensive look at the age of all of our equipment and all of the items within our facilities and make sure that we're maintaining it at the right time so we don't run into an urgent need where we don't have funding already planned for. And finally, we want to make sure we stay within the financial parameters, both in terms of any bonds that we have raised to address some of these items, as well as staying within our financial constraints of both the operating budget and our capital projects budget. Tonight, you're going to hear three different types of projects within our facilities improvement plan. The first one is life safety. Those have been identified through a process through the Illinois State Board of Education. We have identified which projects we are going to move forward with in 2026. We will also address the $4 million of capital projects money that we set aside in order to address some of the needs that exist within the building that don't rise to the level of being a life, health, or safety need. And finally, we will also address we have a tremendous maintenance and custodial team that regularly do work every summer to enhance our buildings that we just want to acknowledge and make sure that we point out the work that's being done that go beyond the $4 million commitment that this Board of Education makes every year. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Brasky, who is going to walk through each one of the different types of projects.
Thank you. Our first section is life safety, and this will be paid for out of our life safety funds that we went through. Our plan is to do the Churchville roof replacement, the Bryant roof replacement. We will also be implementing new chillers across the 3 middle schools, and that will take 2 years due to the length of lead time on the equipment, some of the design, and just the overall process to undertake that. We will also be working through replacing the egress doors district-wide. And as part of the life safety projects, we had some category A's and B's that are smaller projects across the district. And those numbers may look a little smaller than something you've seen in the past, but these were the finalized numbers by ISB. And so we will be accomplishing these this summer. Then we move into our capital projects, our summer work that you typically see with the $4 million transfer. We spoke about these earlier this year of York High School roof, the York High School intercom, and Sandburg drainage. And then we also have added to the list of we're going to be replacing boilers at Edison and Jackson with classroom flooring at Bryan and Emerson, cafeteria tables at Fisher and York, restrooms at Jefferson and Emerson, with lighting and ceiling updates at the Churchville Middle School, fencing at Edison, and then replacement of the specialized equipment at Hawthorne and Edison. And then our last one is one that we do with our in-house staff. And these are things we do each year. We will do an extensive cleaning of all our buildings, preparing for our students to return in fall. We've identified some areas that can use classrooms and common areas that can be repainted. So we'll be tackling that. We have ceiling tile replacements throughout the district we'll handle. We always strip and wax the floors. And then we will be replacing window coverings throughout the schools. And I will turn this over to Joe.
So just to outline the process for these capital projects that we've outlined tonight, we are presenting it tonight, and without any objection, we're going to be moving forward with securing bids and other quotes so that we can move forward with all of these projects in time for this summer. On March 4th, we will bring forth those bids and anything that it does require a bid. And on March 24th, this Board of Education will approve those bids. And we will also approve the transfer of funds that we committed as part of the standard budget. You have already approved a $4 million allocation towards capital projects, but we do need board approval in order to actually move those funds into our capital projects fund. And then the work will begin primarily, and knock on wood, the day after school lets out, which we've put as May 21st, which is subject to change based off of the last day of school. And at this time, we'll take any questions.
Thank you. I do have one minor question. You had a list with Edison fencing on there. Is that replacement of current fencing, or are you adding a fence?
So right now, Edison's fence is, goes up, there's the building, and then there's two sections, but it is not an entirely
Right.
enclosed playground area, so we plan on enclosing the entire playground area.
Okay, that's what I was getting at, because many children will walk through to Sandburg from that back Edison area, and I just was wondering if it was going to be closed off or not. Thank you. Any other questions about the capital summer projects?
Just have a quick one.
Yes.
So the roof replacements at Churchville and Bryan will be this summer as well? The large safety life projects
see.
are also going to happen this summer?
Yes, all those items that we listed there, with the exception of the chillers, we're still identifying which chillers we'll replace this summer, but all of those other items will be done this summer.
And so the egress doors, why? I guess, just explain, please.
ISB and our engineer is notified that some of these are failing. It's just due to age of the buildings, and so it's replacing the doors, the aluminum structure or steel structure around them to make them more secure.
And I'll also add that as we did the walkthroughs, several principals did identify that some of their doors were in need, just to make our buildings absolutely secure and make sure that there's no, first of all, some energy efficiency with making sure that they are sealed completely air-wise, but also sealed completely from entry when they are locked.
Thank you. Anyone else? Beth?
Just was wondering if you could explain what the specialized equipment at Hawthorne and Edison entails?
Yes, so some of the specialized equipment that we're either replacing or enhancing are for our specialized classroom needs. As we make some modifications, we want to make sure that they have the equipment that they need within those areas.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, thank you for the presentations tonight. We will move on to our consent agenda. Is there anything anyone would like to pull from the consent agenda? Seeing nothing, can we please have a motion for the consent agenda?
I move that the Board of Education approve the following consent agenda. A, personnel report. B, financial report. C, Freedom of Information Act requests. D, first read, section 1, school district organization, policy review 110, 120, 130. E, first read, section 2, Board of Education policy review 210, 280, 2120, 2130, 2150, 240, 242, 270. F, first read, section 3, general school administration policy review 310, 330, 350, 360. G, first read, section 4, operational services policy review 410, 430, 450, 455, 480, 4110, 4140, 4150, 4160, 4170, 4180, 4190. H, first read, section 5, personnel policy review 510, 520, 590, 5100, 5120, 5185, 5190, 5200, 5220, 5280, 5300. I, first read, section 6, instruction policy review 620, 640, 660, 6130, 6135, 6140, 6160, 6210, 6235, 6240, 6260, 6270, 6280, 6300, 6310, 6315, 6320. J, first read, section 7, students policy review 710, 740, 770, 790, 7130, 7140, 7150, 7180, 7190, 7250, 7290, 7300, 7310, 7315, 7325, 7340. K, first read, section 8, community relations policy review 830, 880.
I'll second.
Kelly needs to
Motion.
get sick on different
I'm so
nights.
proud of you, Courtney. Nice job. Brought you right back to your roots. We have a motion by Ms. Troutman, seconded by Ms. Hostler. Can we please call the vote?
Ms. Troutman?
Yes.
Ms. Hassler?
Yes.
Dr. Henry?
Yes.
Ms. Lewinsky?
Yes.
Mr. Bresnahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Assif?
Mrs. Arvanites.
Yes, 6 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent, motion passes. We have an action agenda item tonight. It's the approval of resolution of the Board of Education transferring money from the operations and maintenance funds to the debt service fund. Mr. Blomquist.
Yes, and this is an annual resolution that we bring to you as a result of a 2018 decision by this board to issue refunding debt certificates that saves the District 205 taxpayer over the course of 10 years. This is year 8 out of 10 of making a payment on these debt certificates from the operating fund.
Thank you. Can we have a motion?
I move that the Board of Education approve the resolution to transfer money from the operations and maintenance funds to the debt service fund for the purpose of payment of debt certificates for FY26.
I'll second.
Motion made by Dr. Henry, second by Ms. Hostler. Are there any comments from the board? All right. Can we please call the vote?
Dr. Henry.
Yes.
Mrs. Hostler.
Yes.
Mrs. Troutman.
Yes.
Mrs. Slawinski.
Yes.
Mr. Bresnahan.
Yes.
Mrs. Assip. Mrs. Arvanites.
Yes, 6 ayes, 0 nays, 1 absent, motion passes. We'll move on to superintendent communication, D205 highlights.
Yes, this evening we have several highlights that the cabinet will share. I'm first going to ask my colleague, Ms. Fleischel, to kick us off. I'm going to punt it from Ms. Fleischel to Ms. Lyons to kick us off.
Look at us with these transitions. But we are really excited to share this slide and the fact that it is hard to see because we have so many students to recognize. I will not read all of their names. We will not read them all, but we did want to definitely take a moment to celebrate the York High School students that you see there on the slide. These students have been recognized as Illinois State Scholars. This typically represents the top 10% of all students across the state of Illinois. So I'll tell you a little bit about it, but the Illinois ISAC 2026-2027 State Scholar Program, often referred to as SSP, is an academic recognition program run by the Illinois Student Assistance Commission that honors graduating high school seniors in Illinois for superior academic achievement. Selection for the SSP is based on a recognition by a high school counselor and a formula that combines ACT or SAT college entrance exam scores, high school academic performance, and class size data submitted by the student's high school. Congratulations to all of the students on this slide and to the class of 2026 Illinois State Scholars from York High School listed here. This is a prestigious academic honor and a true testament to a commitment to academic success. I will hand it back to Dr. Campbell to talk about our All D205 Choir Festival concert.
Yes, so last Thursday, January 15th, York High School hosted our all-district choir festival. We had over 700 voices representing 4th through 12th grade students across our district. The All-District Festival provides students the opportunity to interact across schools, across grade levels, for the purpose of building relationships, making music together, and understanding the future opportunities in D205 and beyond. Students participated in rehearsal during the day as well as that evening concert, which resulted in standing room only. The concert also was live streamed on D205 YouTube channel, and we look forward to that posting being available for those that maybe weren't able to be there to go back and to watch our concert. I received, and Dr. Baker, along with our music staff, overwhelmingly positive feedback at the conclusion of the concert, and just how amazing it was to see our student performers as well as to see the progression of the talent as they continue throughout the journey. So our elementary students had an opportunity to look forward to becoming a middle school choir student, and our middle school students, mine being one of them, had the opportunity to look forward to hearing the concert choir from York High School School. So once again, just a huge thank you to this Board of Education and our entire community for your continued commitment and support of our fine arts and understanding the holistic value that providing these experiences have for our students. At this time, I will kick it over to, I'm going to point and name Miss Daniels.
That's my name tonight.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, okay. So I'm excited to share and remind that our annual Kindergarten Family Information Night will be held on Monday night, January 26th at 6 p.m. This year it will be at Churchville Middle School in their auditorium. Our new families will have the opportunity to learn about the enrollment process, our District 205 curricular programming and supports, and how to stay connected with their child's school and district throughout their journey into 205. Also excited to share that we have the next speaker in our parent education series is the next night on Tuesday, also at Churchville Middle School at 7 p.m. Dr. Laura Keller, a clinical psychologist who specializes in school-aged anxiety and behavioral health, will be joining us for a presentation entitled Understanding Anxiety, Strategies to Support Your Child. During this presentation, Dr. Keller will share information about signs of youth anxiety, how to respond without reinforcing avoidance, and tools that build resilience, not just relief. As I said, the event will be held at Churchville Middle School in the auditorium and will begin at 7 p.m. And now I'm going to kick it over to Dr. Rubenstein.
Oh, wait, I think.
Nikki has a question. Is it 6 p.m. or 7 p.m.? There's a discrepancy between the times on your slide. The slide says January 27th at 6 p.m. and the flyer says 7 p.m.
I'm going to go with the flyer and say 7 p.m.
Thank you.
And make sure it's correct and updated on the website.
So we are really excited to announce the opening of the annual Illinois 5 Essentials Survey, which is going to open on February 2nd, 2026. District 205 families, staff, and students have the opportunity to share their experiences on key elements of their school. The 5 Essentials Survey is administered online. This survey is based on the 5 Essentials for School Success, an evidence-based framework developed by the University of Chicago. This framework identifies how school performance on 5 factors or essentials can lead to important student outcomes, including improved attendance and larger test score gains. The results from the survey are analyzed at the school and district level and utilized to create goals in school improvement plans so we want to ensure that these results clearly reflect all stakeholders' experiences. Research has shown that schools strong on 3 or more of the 5 essentials were 10 times more likely to improve student learning gains than schools weak on 3 or more of the essentials. So families can be on the lookout for information regarding the 5 essentials in school-based newsletters and district-wide communications during the week of February 2nd, 2026.
I'm just going to quickly confirm the event is at 6 p.m. I'll update the flyer.
Yep.
Is that it for?
I'm sorry, that concludes the D205 highlights. Now we will move on to a brief communication highlight.
So this evening's communication highlight is of our Excellent Educator feature that is in each of our Community Connections newsletters. It's one of the ways that we highlight and recognize our staff throughout the district. And our latest highlight was with a teacher from a 4th grade teacher from our Jackson Elementary School, Nicole Novarini, who was highlighted, and I think she did a very good job.
Hi, my name is Nicole Novarini. I'm a 4th grade teacher at Jackson School, and this is my 4th year in D205. I most enjoy getting to know students and meeting them where they are in their learning journey. I love all the opportunities to learn alongside my students, and also that I get to develop so many skills that they're going to be able to use for the rest of their lives. If I was going to give advice to a future teacher, I would tell you to use your community of teachers. We love to talk about our craft and what we do, and also not to be afraid to take risks, because that's how you grow.
Board communications. Are there any board members who'd like to present reports or share information with the board? Great. We have upcoming meetings, February 4th, 2026. We have a committee of the whole meeting at 5:30 p.m., and we also have another regular scheduled Board of Education meeting on February 24th, 2026 at 7 p.m. Both meetings will be held here in District 205 Center. And with that, we're at 8:16, and this meeting is adjourned.